Hey everybody, this is Eddy Dacius with another episode with Divine Purpose Podcast. We are excited. We have an artist. We have somebody who's very active on YouTube. Her name is Lynn Aurélie, and we will know more about her. She will tell us about her journey, and we're very excited to have her. Lynn, how are you today?
Hi. I, I was gonna say something and I just froze. I'm good. I'm just excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you for being here. Like I said, this is Lynn Aurélie. She will tell us about her and how she started her journey, her background, and anything else important she would like to share with us. Before further ado, let's introduce our show, Divine Purpose Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome to the Divine Purpose Podcast, where we transport you along one of the more dynamic journeys of life. Have you ever been curious to know what it takes to become a successful leader? Or about knowing the secrets of life through the Bible? How about engaging in conversation where no topics are off limits? We will take you to new levels with guests who can help you grasp the importance of your calling. Now, here's your host, Eddy Dacius, founder of Dacius Facilities Management.
Hey, once again, this is Eddy Dacius with Divine Purpose Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Dacius Facility Management. Dacius Facility Management, they will manage your property with a variety of services. Call them now, 617-237-0106, or go online at www.daciusfm.com. Daciusfm.com. Like I said, I'm very excited to have Lynn Aurélie with us, and Lynn will tell us. So we have one question we like to start this episode is, what can you tell us about you?
Where do I start? I'm from okay, we're just gonna start from the beginning. I'm from Haiti. My family moved to the US in 2010 after the earthquake. And I've been living in Worcester ever since. I live in Worcester, Mass. Went to school here, high school, college, and now I work here. So I work in market. I got my degree in marketing,
Hmm.
and I work in New York for a creative agency. And then I I manage my photography studio on the side. I'm in my studio now.
Wow, wow, wow! Excited to learn more. But what did you start with photography? So what gets you to be so creative?
It started. I would say it started when I was very young. I've always been passionate about taking pictures and documenting
Hmm.
things.
Okay.
I remember I guess the moment that it kind of hit for me was when we went to Haiti in 2000. I don't remember if it was 2012, 2015,
Okay.
and I was just taking pictures with my phone. That's the last time I've been. And I remember I was just taking photos of everything. And my dad is like, "Why are you taking pictures?" And I'm like, "I just want to show the things that people don't see about us.
Hmm.
I just want to show them the places that they don't see about us. Because in the new, what you see in the news."
Yes.
And I remember I was just taking pictures of random stuff. And then I was like, I'm a documentary photographer. I was 16, 17, and I said it.
Wow.
And then now a couple years later, even when I studied marketing, photography is still my passion, and like telling stories that way.
Well, so and I'm glad you're sharing this with us, but we like to kind of take a break, like pump the brake and go deeper because I think everybody who's listening to our podcast they will understand that you started at a point like point A and get to point B, but there was like a journey. Things get didn't go your way. You probably had to maybe doubt yourself. Can you take us to like your two most challenging event in your life?
Most challenging. Oof. The first would have to be moving to the US. I mean, my family never really planned on coming here.
Okay.
And so circumstances happen and we find ourselves here and they were just like, we have to do something. And so coming here and, starting over, my parents starting over, learning a new language, going to school, all of that I'd say was the first challenging one. Second would be after high school, figuring out what to do for college. I wanted to pursue photography, but I got a Haitian mom. Like, you gonna be you gonna be a doctor or
Man,
something.
wow.
But my mom has always been supportive of me. You know, she was always she doesn't understand the full vision, but she still
Yes.
supports me. And so that was very important for me. And so I was like, you know what? I think I want to pursue photography. I think I want to do event planning, event management. But I'm like, let me be safe with a business degree.
Okay.
I guess that was another one for me because I didn't see myself going to med school. That's not happening.
I'm glad you said that because we have a lot of Haitian. We have a diversity group in terms of who are I guess, but most are Asian. I'm Haitian. I came here in 2010. I'm a earthquake survivor.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to kind of piggyback on what you said, where your parents start over. Like,
Yes.
how was it? How did you adjust? How difficult? I don't know if you can talk for them, but experiencing them working and then maybe they had a lifestyle in Haiti.
Yes.
I'm guessing comfortable, and then coming here like start over and then do other job. Can you go deeper on that?
Of course, definitely. Starting over means starting over from the bottom. So, in Haiti, my mom worked for both of my parents worked in politics.
Okay.
My mom worked for a political party. My dad worked for CVP, Minister Environnement, all of that. So my dad stayed in Haiti and my mom came here. And so she had her stable politics job. You know, she's doing event planning. She's planning events at the National Palace. She's like running things. She's helping the presidential candidate. And she came here under circumstances and you just have to do what you have to do. So my mom was working at KFC and Taco Bell to like make ends meet for us. You know, it's complete. I mean, she can't come here and be like, oh yeah, I have 20 years experience working at the White House in Haiti.
Yeah.
You just go to Washington and start working there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that for us. And so
and Lynn, I'm very happy you telling this, and that's what I like about this podcast is like focusing on the guests, and then you guys are taking me to a journey. So let's go back to what your mom had to do to help you out, and maybe your sibling if you have, or your family. So why is it so difficult if you had 20 years experience in the US and then when you come here you have to start over? Is it just for Haitian or is it for everybody else?
I don't know. I mean, there's just so many. There has to be so many systematic blockades against us. You know what I mean? Even with a degree, you're coming from, as long as you're from a different country and you don't have a degree from America, it's just gonna be hard for you.
Wow.
And there are people who just work so hard. You have built this career, and there are people who are still in Haiti are like, I know that if I move to America, I'm gonna have to start over. So museum, or you know what I mean?
No, it makes sense. And I have friends that they were reluctant to kind of move to the US because they have like a steady job. Even insecurity is not the best.
Right.
Is worse. I mean to say, but they didn't want to come here and then find out they have to start over and they don't know where. If you had a pathway to say, okay, if you come to the US 20 years, you're gonna start to like office job.
Imagine.
That's not
everybody would come.
Yeah, that's not the case. But for every parent, I think that's the same. But for you, what did you learn from her work ethic, and in that translate in your life now?
I learned that she's strong, and I couldn't do that. I don't have any kids, and sometimes really when I look at my mom, she works very hard. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Imagine like it's just I mean that it's a lot of people's stories, you know. You have the stability, you have a home, and on top of that, you know how like the lifestyle is. You have helpers. There are people helping you, whether it's family, whether it's like house help, you know, people that you hire to kind of like, you know, and then so there can be a situation where both people in the home are bringing income.
Yes.
And both people are like equally contributing in the home, and it's like all of that falls, and then you come to the US, and especially because my dad stayed in Haiti to work, and my mom came here with us. So you go from having all this help, even like a driver or whatever it is, because that's just what's normal to us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then so you come here and you have to do school, you have to feed, you have to do this and that and work and stuff. So she's strong, and she can keep it. We don't need to pass it down because I'm not that strong.
Wow. But that's no, you're being honest, and I appreciate it. And not everybody will kind of embrace that.
Yes.
So in this episode, we call it Embrace Your Calling, because I feel like everybody was meant to be somebody, and there's a path. There's like a specific path attached to you. So let's go to like something more fun about your favorite childhood memory.
My favorite childhood memory, it would be spending time at my grandmother's house. On weekends, I would go to my grandmother's house. That was our time together.
Wow.
And so so I'm very close to my grandparents. I'm very close to my grandmother. So I don't like all of the times that I was at her house. I just remember all of those moments.
So now, what one thing you really, if you had a chance to take with you when you were coming here? Because we're gonna talk about your culture shock and adjustment coming here to the US. We're gonna go deeper, but if you had the power to take one thing from Haiti and then come with you in the United States, what would that be?
One thing, come on.
One thing.
One thing, can I take the whole island?
No, like I said, yeah, because what I'm saying is I'm trying to allow our viewers and anybody, if you're not from Haiti, because I feel like there's like a similarity when all my guests from Haiti, they always, especially those who were born in Haiti and then came here, they talk about transition, culture shock. But if you have one thing you would like to bring with you, it cannot be the whole island. It cannot be the whole island. It have to be one thing you like. It can be food too.
What? I mean, it's hard because I was gonna say my grandmother.
Yeah, so that's good. For me, it would be my house.
Yeah.
If I could take my house and
bring it over.
So because, we grew up with like cousins. We always have people in the house.
Yes.
Always have fun.
Yeah.
That was me. But let's turn to you. So what was your culture shock coming here in the United States?
Culture shocks. Well, I mean, learning a new language itself is a culture shock, you know, because it wasn't, my parents never really talked about it. And even growing up in Haiti, I went to Collège Marianne, and I'm like, oh, you know, if I can get a scholarship to study in Europe, like I just wanted to travel. And like, we never talked about the US. So coming here, learning the language and figuring it out, like things don't run the same way that they do in Haiti. Schools are not the same way that I do in Haiti. Like what I was learning in fourth grade and fifth grade in Haiti is people are learning in college here. Like it's serious. Our education system is beautiful. There's something that is not talked about at all. Like, so when I came here in sixth grade in Haiti, I was studying. You know, late night it's always studying. So I come here and they talk about the map of the United States, and we're going on field trips, and I'm like, this is sixth grade. So, you know, like the education system for me, like it was just not too bad at all, and I didn't do too bad myself because I built that capacity in Haiti. Just again watching my mom's work ethic and being like, why can't she come here and also have like a nice job? And why is it taking us so long to get off our feet? But it's because there's so much in our way. And also just like little other cultural things that I had to adjust to as a kid, as a teenager, just other things that I had to learn.
So before we switch to this, but I have one more question. This question is, when was the time you realized that, oh, wow, things are very different here than Haiti? Where like it's sinking in your mind in terms of racial differences, economic, this like any educational. So when you realize, wow, I need to really better myself and work hard to kind of change the narrative.
I don't think there was a specific moment, but it's like a collection of moments.
Okay.
When I realized that it's just tough for people who look like me.
Yeah.
It's just tough for us, especially coming from a different country, and you just have to work 50 times as hard to prove that you're worthy to be in a room, to prove that you're worthy of an opportunity. And I don't know, I've always been aware of it. I remember, I guess the toughest time for me was when I was in high school. I honestly wasn't thinking about going to college because I have TPS.
Okay.
And so they've always been like everybody around me. And again, miseducation, misinformation, whatever it's called. But everybody around me was like, oh, you have TPS, you definitely can go to college.
Well, you definitely can't go. Or...
You definitely can't go.
Oh,
this is just people saying.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh yeah, that's definitely not going to happen for you. And so I listened to that. I didn't even do my own research. And then so I'm sitting down and I'm talking to my guidance counselor, and she's like, you're going to go to school. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll work in fast food or whatever.
Yeah.
And she really pushed me. And that's also been important, having people on my journey who just push me and who see something in me, right? So she's looking for information. She's like, whatever it takes, I'm going to get you to college, whatever it takes. So I start applying and I'm motivated. It was tough. I applied for a lot of schools. They shut me down. They're like, this immigration thing, we don't want to hear anything about it. Some other schools are like, yeah, we'll give you $5,000. Is that okay for 4 years? You know, and then finally my school found me, and then another, not like a gatekeeper, but like an angel, a God sent, you know, somebody like a destiny helper, essentially, who was like, I was like, hey, this is my dream school. Can you please help me? And she was like, I will vouch for you. And I went from going from, you know, people telling me that I couldn't get a college degree because I have TPS to getting a degree for free. I didn't pay to go to school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an amazing story. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us, like, and you mentioned about your dream college, but this question is more about what was your dream job in high school?
Yeah.
In college and now. The reason I asked this question because a few people changed. There was like a wave of like, some people have one and then they stick with it, right? But other people kind of tap in different dream aspiration and then they get stuck with one. But what was it for you?
That's perfect. That's a great question. So in high school, when I finally got motivated about pursuing higher education, I was like, maybe I want to do event planning, like wedding planning or event planning. Like I said, when I was younger, I watched my mom, like Boss Babe, planning events at the National Palace. She's helping on the campaign trails. If we were in Haiti, I probably would have gotten into politics too at some point.
Oh wow!
You know? It was just so nice to watch both of my parents do that stuff. You know,
yes.
Christians in politics, like it's rare.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was confused. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I know I'm not going to medical school. So I'm like, maybe I want to do event management. Like it would be cool if I could do weddings or something. Or I volunteered for like a Democratic convention. I was like, maybe I could like help plan that.
Okay.
So that's what I went to school for. The first day of class for hospitality, they were like, I was like, I don't like it. I was like, it's a lot. They make it look easy. People who plan events, they make it look so easy. And I'm like, I don't like it. And so I started talking to, even my mom to this day, she plans events and does catering and stuff. And that's all her.
Well, what did they do make you not liking it? Was it something they said? Was it something they showed you, or what was it?
It's just event planning, it's a passion. You can't it's not just anybody that can do it, because you're running the whole thing. You're making sure everything runs.
You gotta be there.
And you have to be all in.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. So I realized that like I love attending events. I don't love planning events because it does take a lot of work. And that's my mom. That's her whole thing, you know? Okay. And so I sat down with my marketing professor, and he's like, so I'm like, yeah, I would love to like promote events, make the flyers, whatever stories, taking pictures, taking videos. And he's like, yeah, then marketing is your thing. And I'm like, maybe it is. So then in college, I was like, maybe I want to be a digital, like a social media marketing manager. So that was my thing coming out of college. And then I guess now photography and creativity is my full force.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2020 and I wasn't even sure if I was going to get a job, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when I started like working in photography. I started working my photography business. I found my studio. So that's where I'm at right now, just photography and creativity.
So so we have Lynn Aurélie with us. She's our guest today on Divine Purpose Podcast. So question for you. I see that you started your YouTube channel early, like maybe early 20s, 2020.
I started in 2017 probably because I was in college. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So can you tell us, because this is like a lot of people now are starting a YouTube channel, but you kind of started like early 5 years ago. What was it? What was your mindset? What had you started it?
Oh man, starting my YouTube channel, I don't know. I was in college and I was like fashion, I was like hair and stuff, and I wanted to find a way to express myself. But actually, no, the truth is I wanted to have some deeper conversations. I've always been passionate about, I guess, podcasting in a way. I'm a public, like I want to be like collaborative and talk about certain things, creativity or like life as a Christian folks, and kind of like build community around creativity. Yeah. So I couldn't figure out how to do it, but I'm like, you know what? Like it wasn't at the time. It was like do something that's gonna go viral or like do something to build popularity. So I mean, I just had fun doing hair videos and fashion videos.
I can see that. You know?
Oh no, I am not proud of those videos, but
well, you know,
I was just having fun.
Yeah, you're natural. To be honest, you're natural. But let's go about one piece of advice you will tell somebody who's starting their career now.
One piece of advice. I mean, I guess I'm still learning, even a couple years into it. Just have fun.
Yeah.
I think one thing for me, I used to be, not anymore in Jesus' name, but I used to be a perfectionist.
Okay.
And if it's not perfect, I'm not even gonna start. And it would be so bad to the point where like I'm overthinking the thing so much. I don't have the right camera. I don't have the right phone. I don't have the right microphone. I'm not even gonna start. You know. So you just have to start somewhere, and I'm still learning that. Again, to this day, I'm still learning that it's okay. Just start where you at, what you have, and have fun. Like, and I keep remembering that like the work. Everything that you create now is not where you want to be, right? So when you finally get to where you want to be, it's all the little things that you're learning along the way. Okay. That will help you. I mean, that's what I would say.
So, which one thing you're most proud you have accomplished?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have one specific. These questions are digging deep. I don't know. I mean, I guess making my family proud or something. I don't know if they're proud of me, but maybe not, because, you know, because it's just a stigma about young kids coming here from Haiti, and people derail, and you get caught up. People just get caught up in the culture shock, and, you know, you start doing things, you start moving differently. But I guess it's just like doing things to make my family proud and be able to be passionate about just moving forward and doing. I don't know. I can't even. I honestly don't know.
There's a saying, I smell blood, so I'm gonna go deeper.
No.
Did they ever compliment you?
Oh yes.
The reason I ask is because I know Haitian parents are hard. Yeah. But sometimes they proud of us and they're not telling us that. Do you ever had a moment they said, "Oh, Lynn," and they kiss you, or I don't know, they say something, they hug you and they say, "We're proud of you"?
No, because they're not here physically. My whole family's in Haiti.
Okay.
But Mom, if you're watching this, tell me you're proud of me. No, but she does. But she doesn't. She does in other ways.
Yes, that no. And what I was saying is because we're trying to change the culture as a new generation, we're trying to change the culture where we don't see that often. Like I don't think I heard stories that husband and wife they love each other and then they never say I love you to each other, right? And I think this new generation is trying to change that. But same way, I grew up with my mom, and she did it for me, So I just graduate. I have my bachelor in project management, and I graduate. Yeah, thank you. So I graduated in 2021, and my wife, my mom, my sister, and my son and daughter, they were there, and then I feel that, and then I wanted that to be happen, and I want to do this too. But I want to share with whoever is listening. It's okay to be proud of your children.
100%.
That's why we kind of deep on it, so to kind of go, because I feel like this is a culture for our Haitian. We don't want to show emotion.
Yes, definitely 100%. That is one thing. If nothing else, that is one thing I'm preaching right now. Like, we know that you're proud of us, but it helps to motivate us in a sense, I think when you, especially within the Haitian community, I mean, I can't speak for everywhere, but within like my area, it's just the reputation is when these kids come from Haiti, like they derail or they do this or they do that. They don't want to pursue education or whatever. And so for those of us who have been the good girl, the good church kid, we serve in church, we stay at the house, l'école, l'église, like
Wow.
It helps to reinforce us, to reaffirm us.
Yes.
To be like, hey, like I'm just.
Funny note. Maybe every Haitian guest I have, they all say l'école, l'église, like I.
Really?
I'm gonna hashtag this because
yes.
yeah, if they are Haitian, they were born in Haiti, even they were not born like this.
Yes, that's what it is. Today, yes, especially I work remotely, so I work in New York, but I'm home. I be in my house. I come to the studio or I'm at church. That's my whole life.
So, like, let's switch to your professional side. And you finish high school, college, and then you are like going forward for your first job. What was your confidence level? And how was it? Yeah, because I know. Yeah, tell us about it.
My confidence level was at a negative 5,000. I graduated May 2020.
Yeah.
Mid-COVID. Everything is shutting down. That's just it, Yeah. And so I'm applying for jobs. I'm on Zoom. I'm doing. I had like a spreadsheet of all the jobs I was applying to. Deny. Right now is just a tough time. Right now is not the time, Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just like work on little photography projects. Let me build my portfolio. I'm so glad I did that during that time because it's the work that I created during that small time period that really, like, to this day, people are pushing forward.
Really?
Whatnot,
wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, definitely. So
go ahead.
Oh, no. So I got into taking more pictures and building my portfolio and sharing stuff on my website. And then, so someone reached out to me out of nowhere. They're like, hey, I see your photography. Are you a professional photographer? Do you want to be a commercial photographer? She's like, like billboards or magazines, whatever it is. I'm like, lady, I just take pictures in my hallway in my house.
What?
Yes. So I'm like, no, and again, I cannot credit anything that I've done by my own merit. It really has been God sending the right people at the right time. Every part of my journey, high school, like elementary school, high school, college, every part of my journey, it's not me.
Wow.
So I'm talking to her and I'm like, yeah, no, I've never even shot any pictures seriously. I'm just having fun. She's like, oh wow, like I want to mentor you. So she just started helping me with my portfolio, putting it together. What kind of pictures do I want to take? Trying to do that. And then a couple months later, I just kept getting denied from jobs. And I'm like, I was so frustrated. I was crying and I'm like, I'm frustrated because you just want something.
Yes.
You just want something. Like I would like somebody deny me from a job because I'm overqualified. I'm like, I know. You think I'm gonna apply for this $10 an hour job with my degree? I know I'm overqualified. I just need something. You
Wow.
know? And so we keep working together. And then finally, after one last denial, I was so sad. And my mom was like, why don't you reach out to the lady? Just reach out to her. So I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, do you know if there's anyone in New York who's hiring? Like, I can just go to a studio and hold up a light for someone, change the battery on their camera, something, you know? She's like, oh, I can see what I can do. Just send me your resume. So I sent her my resume. Always have your resume ready.
Okay, that's a piece of advice.
Yes. So, I sent her my resume. She's like, oh, you studied marketing? I was like, yeah, I did. I studied marketing. She was like, oh, we're looking for a marketing person.
What?
Yes. And that's how I got my job.
Wow. So let's go, because and this is an amazing story, and I'm glad you're sharing this. But I will go deeper. So me, I like to go deeper on the, like, get the detail. So you said during COVID, you were denied a lot of jobs, but what make you go for photography? Was it you were like bored and then you just pick something you remember, or was it like something that tricked you to do it? Or like, can you share with us what was the process to do that?
Yeah, like boredom. Yes, 100%. I was just bored in the house, bored. But I mean, photography is my passion, right? Like, even if I did other things and I'm pursuing marketing, and I'm a marketing girl through and through. I am more business than super art, and so like. But photography is my first love. I just like to take pictures of random stuff, fruits, flowers. That's just what got me back into it.
Yeah.
And so just boredom and just finding something to do.
Wow, that was great. So now you had that job. What happened?
Yes, so I started the job. I mean, it's been amazing. Has it been a year and a half? Oh, it's about to be 2 years almost. I started February 2021. So it's like almost a year and a half ish. It's been great. They've been mentoring me. It's literally, they treat me like I'm one of the artists that they represent, but like I'm an employee. It's amazing, the mentorship, and they're speaking into my life. Whether they're Christian or not, God is speaking through them to me.
Wow.
You know, because they're like, I see you doing this, I see you doing that, and I'm like, hey, I receive it. But they really do. I feel like I'm in like an incubator where they're really working on me. Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna do commercial photography, but it's been great.
So what is the best compliment you ever gotten?
The best compliment that I've ever gotten, I would say when people say they trust my vision.
Wow.
That's my biggest compliment. I'm like, what? Because even with photography, the way that I got into doing it as a business, it was in September 2020. One of my friends reached out to me. She's like, oh, I'm turning 30 and I would love to do a 30th birthday photo shoot. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go to the park and take a couple pictures. And she was like, I trust your vision. Whatever you want to do, let's go. And I'm like, okay, so we're going to do this. And the pictures came out beautiful. And right away, and the way my church was so supportive is not even funny. Like, most of my photo shoots have been from folks from my church. But next thing you know, this artist from my church is like, I want to do a single cover. Somebody is like, I need you to take pictures of my baby. Somebody said, I'm starting a business. Yes, it just snowballed.
That relate to one of guests we had. He was saying, so he was like 20 to 30 years as an engineer, and then retirement, and then he started to take pictures for his daughter. She was involved in a play in her high school. Pictures came out beautiful, and then people started to hire him.
Wow.
And then now he's doing headshot. Yeah, he's doing professional headshot. Yeah. So no, that's a good thing to kind of follow your dream. So we call it in this podcast, Embrace Your Calling.
Embrace Your Calling. That's such a good title.
Yeah. So Embrace Your Calling. So now, who has been your most important professional mentor?
Ooh. My most important professional mentor. can think of. I don't have just one. I have multiple.
All right,
I have
that's time
multiple.
to give them a shout out.
Yes, of course. So my guidance counselor in high school, Kelly Becker, she saw something in me when nobody else did. Where I didn't even see anything in myself.
Wow.
And it's funny because I feel like with my journey, it's been like a passing off. I don't know if that's how it is with destiny helpers.
Yep.
But one thing about me, that's one of the biggest prayers that I've prayed, and I've seen it with my eyes. I have seen it happen in my life. People, like, one prayer that I always pray. Another tip: pray for God to connect you with the people who are connected to your destiny.
Wow.
When these people find you, you're skyrocketing.
Lynn, you gotta repeat that.
Listen, y'all better be ready. I'm preaching. One of the most important prayer topics that I constantly go back to, even my pastor at church, that is one thing he always has this prayer about, is for God to connect us with our destiny helpers. You can see that it takes you forever to do something, and then the moment the right person finds you, the door opens.
Wow.
If you were going by your own efforts, it will take you years,
Yes, yeah.
That's something I always pray about, for God, for the right people they don't know why, but they have to think about me. They have to call me. They have to say my name when they're in a meeting, for your name to come up in rooms that you're not even in, So that's what I'm thinking about.
Wow.
But again, my guidance counselor, she vouched for me. She got me into college. My college advisor vouched for me. She made sure I didn't pay any money to go to school, and I got my degree for free. And then after that, post college, my job mentor,
Yes,
who continues to vouch for me, and she mentors me. And then now I feel like I'm kind of getting handed off to this professional artist that I met through an opportunity. She's like just always sharing opportunities with me. She's like, "Oh, there's a art exhibition happening in New York. I need you to send me a picture. We're gonna put your picture in the show." And she's just speaking into me. So destiny helpers.
Destiny helpers. Wow, destiny helpers. That's a great thing. And one thing I would like to ask, because I feel like we go so fast into our career. We have like a tunnel vision. We're not seeing everybody else. So, did you ever had a chance to be that person for somebody else? Like, be that person for somebody else, where you had your destiny helpers, but now you're gonna be a destiny helper for somebody else.
I mean, I haven't had the chance to, no, but I would love to get into that. That is one of my passions. I personally think that my purpose, beyond photography and storytelling, I know that my purpose is to push other people forward. Like, I'm not the type of person that I need to be in the spotlight all the time. I love to be in the back, and I love to push other people forward. So hopefully at some point.
Nah, you did it, because you didn't know me, and you helping the podcast.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I appreciate it, because like I said, I feel like a lot of we've been fortunate to have great guests, someone like you, to tell their story and then help us promote divine purpose, because without you, I never did an episode by myself. So
okay.
it's about the guest, but it's the willingness of the guest to say yes. And when I reach out, you definitely say yes, and then now you showed up, and then we're having a great conversation. I think all our guests are the destiny helper to my vision, because they've been helping me out. So I just had somebody who was a guest, and then she connected me to somebody else in Minnesota.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's why it was a trick question, but I think this is a case for us, because you being a destiny helper for us now.
Oh, wow.
So I have another question, which is, I'm learning it very, very, it's a new concept for me, but I want to talk about it. Do you believe in generation curse? Because that's a new things I'm learning, and guests are talking about it, and I'm asking you that question now. Do you believe in it, or you experience it?
100%, 100%. I believe. I mean, there are spiritual things that we don't know of.
Yeah,
Okay, our parents, our grandparents made mistakes. Some
yeah,
of them were unintentional, whether it's just a habit that just so happened to be passed down from
yeah.
generation to generation. Some of them, it's like actual spiritual things that people are dealing with, but I 100% believe in that. Um, I also believe in generational patterns being passed down. It's like, oh yeah, well, we used to do things that way, and then it becomes a thing, whether it's positive or negative, But yeah, 100%. Watch out.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So we have Lynn Aurélie with us today with Divine Purpose Podcast. We're excited to have her. And like we just mentioned, she's a destiny helper because she helped promote the vision of Divine Purpose Podcast. We're gonna take a break with Dacius Facility Management.
What comes before making a smart decision? Choices. A smart choice is the best option, which is who we are. That's why our clients expect more from us and, in return, get more in everything we do. We understand the problem. That's why we thrive for excellence. We don't just create a winning culture. We aspire to be a smart choice, a voice for solutions. We believe in integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Our passion is to bring results from our clients by working harder, smarter, and faster. As a team, we always deliver because we recognize your needs. Choosing smart influences us to be the best version of ourselves. That makes us different than other companies. It makes us confident in achieving our goals. It makes us who we are. And it makes us DFM, the smart choice.
Hey, we back with Eddy Dacius with Lynn Aurélie, and we had Divine Purpose Podcast in our episode, and we would like to promote Dacius Facility Management. Dacius Facility Management, you can call them now, 617-237-0106, or go online at www.daciusfm.com. We're back with Lynn Aurélie. Very excited to have her today. And so now we're going to go with Hot Topic. Hot Topic is a segment where we talk about fun. It's a fun segment, important topic where people don't have a chance to really go deep in those questions. But my goal is to talk about it, and this question will go with you. But let's go with Hot Topic now. So I don't know if you hear construction sometime and they like dig in. So I'll be doing now with Hot Topic. So Hot Topic for Lynn Aurélie. So do you think that Haiti independence is a generation curse?
What?
It's a question.
If Haiti's independence,
Do you think it's a generational curse where since then we feel like we never accomplish big things after this?
oh no, I don't think it's a generational curse.
Okay.
I think, wow. I think no, I don't think it's a generational curse. I think there are it's in itself, I think it's empowering. Like, we got our freedom. Our history is beautiful in the way that we have been, we set the precedence for enslaved peoples and enslaved, you know what I mean? Like, we were the first.
Yes.
But with that came at a great cost. And sometimes being the first through the door, maybe it means that that's why we fall last. Maybe that's why we're overlooked the most. There are curses in certain blockades spiritually attached to that, but I don't think it's a curse.
You don't think? Yeah, I don't think that either. So it was, like I said, it was a question. It wasn't a statement because
No, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but that's
that's why we try to do with Hot Topic. So now, do you think that modeling or being a creative artist can be a conflict with your religion if you're a Christian?
100%. 100%. I think it's very important to really define what's important to you. And in this, whether it's modeling, whether it's creativity, whether it's YouTube, we live in a time where attention is key, and doing what's viral, what's going to get you popular, what's going to make you money, what's going to blow you up in instant fame. And people can get caught up in that spiral to the point where you lose yourself because you want to make money, because you want to be famous, because you want to blow up.
Yeah.
I thank God that he humbled me. He humbled me quick and early. He humbled me quick and early. But I just always knew that I didn't want to make stuff that was viral. I wanted to make something that was lasting. I wanted to have a lasting impression. I wanted to build community. But it really is tough to get. Some people get caught up in that, even as Christians. And even if it's not about something that's super explicit. It could just be something as simple as pranks or something, or comedy. Like, you can, without knowing it, you can cross certain boundaries. And it's good to, be connected to God. Let God give you the ideas and not necessarily what's popular.
So you said God humbled you. Can you take us to what happened? Like I said, we like to know. You're not New Judah, you know?
Well, because I was doing YouTube, I wanted, like I said a little bit earlier, I'm still trying to figure out YouTube. I wanna conversation is my thing. I want to have conversations about spirituality, about growing as Christian creatives, creativity, all of that stuff. Even Divine Purpose Podcast is my destiny helper, because it's pushing me. It's pushing me into that, because I really felt like God has been telling me to just talk to people and just have conversations around that, and even share my own story. But then, I started YouTube, and I used to do those deeper conversations, but I don't get any views.
Yeah.
But when I did my hair video, blow up.
Yeah.
So, and just like that, people can just get caught up in that. Like, oh shoot, when I do the thing that I actually want to talk about, nobody pays attention to that, because that's not what's viral. Yeah. Right. But when I do the hair one, the video, the makeup, the outfits, those blow up, and you can easily get caught up in that. And I always knew that there is more, which is why to this day people are like, hair. I even cut my hair. Like, I can't give hair videos. I don't want to do it, because I know my purpose. There's so much more. So much more. And then and especially in social media, it's a niche. When you have to find, people want to put you in a box.
Yes.
And so if I kept doing hair videos, I can only do hair videos. So I can't talk about podcasts, and it's not easy to incorporate other things.
Yes, you're right.
Not
you're
easy
right.
at all.
So was it a time where you wanted to give up, and you have one person, it might be a friend, it might be your parent, and they will never let you let you give up? Is there a person like that you can talk about what they did? Because you say, oh, all right, I'm throwing in the towel, and then they said, nope, you're not doing it. You keep going, even you didn't want to go forward, but they keep pushing you forward.
Funny enough, it's not one person. I think it's my whole community.
Wow.
It's my pastors. They see something in me. They have spoken into my life. And oh my God, this prophecy, come on, today, please. God is just, he's taking his time.
Activate it,
Sorry?
Activate the prophecy.
Yes, come on, God, I'm ready. Let's go. And it really, it's so reassuring, which is why, sometimes I have moments where I don't believe in myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying different things, and I'm just trying,
Yeah.
But there are people in my community, as I said, when I decided to start taking pictures, my church stood up. Whenever I'm ready to quit, my pastors are like, girl, keep at it. And I make sure that I include my mentors in my community. I call it my ecosystem that has my pastors, my big sisters, people in church who can pray for me and they always know I applied for this opportunity. I'm thinking about opening a studio. What should I do? I don't want to do it. Please tell me not to do it. They're like, girl, do it. I'm thinking about applying. They push me. It's everybody. My mom, it's everybody, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to have that. And like I said, you keep giving me new words, new fridge, catch phrase, ecosystem,
Yeah.
destiny helpers. But that's definitely great. So now, before we close this hot topic, do you think that Haiti do you think Haitians should keep hope or think about something else? Because
Oh no, we're keeping hope. What we're not gonna do is give up.
Why
Especially,
not?
especially in the diaspora, because I don't fit in here. I don't like it here.
So,
I want to go home. I'm ready to.
Okay.
Sorry.
I heard that. Sorry to go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna speak for myself and for my family. I'm ready to go home. My whole family's in Haiti. I don't have family here. It's just my mom and I and my two little sisters. I'm excited. We just keep praying for Haiti, right? Keep praying and keep hoping. And at the end of the day, it's the gatekeepers. It's who is in charge of the country and who do we hand our destinies over to?
Yeah.
That's what it is at the end of the day, And so just praying and hoping that those on the ground are able to elect the right people to get them in office. But Haiti, like our story is beautiful. Our people are beautiful. Our resilience, like there's just so much about us. I'm getting emotional to think about it because I can't wait to go home. But there's just so much about us that nobody sees. And I think, it's just beautiful. And I can't wait to go home, to have my house, to invest and to build businesses, whatever it is. But that's home right there.
I heard about this, and a lot of people like they have that nostalgia about Haiti. Oh, I need to go back home. But what will we do? We'll be doing there.
Okay. While we're there, I mean, it's for the diaspora. I mean, let's give it like the perfect picture, or at least a seemingly perfect picture. The economy is doing better, and security is like we have that figured out. The country is safe, and we can welcome people, and people can come home. We can contribute to the economy. That's what we need right now. You know what I mean? So people that, whether it's through the workforce, whatever it is, and we can contribute, and we can kind of help our country's GDP and tourism in the right way.
Yeah.
Politics the right way. It doesn't have to be the Christian way, but the moral way. I don't know. Me, I'm looking to build. I'm looking to invest. I'm looking to, that's what I don't know that I want to live in Haiti forever, but I mean, in a perfect reality, I would love to, 100%. And I already said I'm going. My kids are going to Malyat because my kids are not going to be in school here. So hopefully, by the time I'm ready, the country is settled in Jesus' name.
You're right. I think that was a great note to end hot topic. So I didn't see you sweat. Everything was great. So
I'm sweating.
You did great. So this is Lynn Aurélie with hot topic. So we at the end of the podcast, we're getting close, and I think we had great fun. And honestly, but this is a fun part. I would have this last question for fun part, like to kind of get a better view of you, the creativity, things you like. So I think I caught you. You went to New Orleans.
Yes.
And I saw you having great time. You went to Haitian food. Like, can you tell us about this?
Yes, of course. So was it in April?
Yeah.
My god sister and I, we just had the idea of we wanted to go somewhere. I work remotely and I want to explore as much as I can.
Yeah.
Being that I have TPS, I can't leave the US.
Yeah.
But I just want to. I don't want to be complaining. I just want to explore the U.S. It's beautiful, so I just want to get to know the place. So yeah, I went to New Orleans and it was great. I just got to meet people, and this really reaffirmed over and over that I just love to travel and tell stories about us. Sitting down and talking to Black artists.
Yeah.
I had a really wonderful time. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that.
So I see you talking about food, and obviously you probably like travel. So is there like what are the two movies you would recommend our audience?
What?
Yeah, like even movies or maybe music or maybe documentary or books.
Documentary, books, movies. Oh, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, so what about your favorite artist?
Books. My favorite artists.
Yeah.
My favorite artists. They're all photographers. Dion Ivory, Stephanie Namani, who are amazing. Mahanila, just Black women who are doing great things that I love to see, especially as we're entering the commercial space. It's not really easy to see a black girl who took a picture that's on a billboard in New York, you know, or on the cover of a magazine. So hey, that's what's inspiring me now. Books, I'd say Show Your Work by Austin Kleon.
Okay.
It talks about creativity and getting yourself out there. I have plenty of others. I just nothing off the top of my head.
All right. No problem. What about do you follow compa?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Okay. If you okay, what about your best gospel? I don't know.
My best. I love. What's it called? Bridging the Gap. I was just listening to Bridging the Gap in the car. When I'm trying to be in the car and I'm praying while I'm driving.
Which song is it?
All of them.
Yeah, they
Louange Ma Baou, that's my favorite. That's my favorite song. When I really need to pull God's ear, I'm like, Jesus. Bridget, what else? Everybody. I listen to Maverick City. I listen to Embassy Worship.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
So, favorite place you visited in the US?
Favorite place I visit? Oh, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
100%. Puerto Rico reminds me of Haiti so much.
Really?
It feels like a Spanish-speaking version of Haiti in terms of their pride and how confident they are in themselves. People are very hospitable. They're very welcoming. It's like, am I in America? Like, you're technically in America, but it's okay. It's its own country.
Wow.
People are very hospitable. Puerto Ricans love Haitians. They're always like, oh yeah, I was in Haiti, and you guys were just so kind to us. You guys were so welcoming. I'm like, oh, it was good to hear. It was really good to hear.
So, last word for you, Lynn Aurélie.
Last word from me.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just the beginning of my journey, and I'm just excited to see what God is gonna do in my life, and I'm just gonna be patient. I'm gonna keep trusting His vision. Divine purpose. I'm trying to embrace my calling. That was such a perfect title for this episode. But this is me trying to embrace my calling. It's scary, but I feel supported by my pastor, my community, my pastors, my first lady, my community, my mothers, the big sisters, the people who are praying for me and pushing me forward. Last word, that's it. That's all I have. I'm just a little girl learning.
Learning. No, we feel like you're like a great path to a great journey, and I can feel that too, because like everybody else saying it. But is there a question you wish I asked you today?
A question I wish you asked me is, what am I gonna do when I get to Haiti? Oh, you did ask that.
So okay, what you gonna do? I said you.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. You want me to cry within the last minute that we have. When I get to Haiti, first thing I do when I land, I'm just gonna lay down and I'm gonna pray on the ground.
Okay, you know what I tell people? Maybe you can do it because you have that passion. You know, some people said when the Pape. Oh
yes.
When he came to Haiti,
okay,
he kissed the ground.
Did he really?
Yeah, and then depuis le ça, like things get worse. So maybe you can reverse.
I will be the one. I will be the one to reverse that.
Yeah, so I think people need to start doing this. When they go to Haiti, they kind of need to kiss the ground.
Reverse it.
Reverse everything they put on the ground. But yeah. But we're talking about you going back to Haiti. You lay down. What else you'll be doing?
Oh, first thing I'm gonna go to my grandmother's house. I'm gonna cry. I know it's gonna be an emotional day. Like I haven't seen my family. 2015, I was there for just quickly for a funeral. So 2012 was really the last time I was in Haiti. I haven't seen my family. Just literally, it's just gonna be going around seeing family and then going to the beach, eat some lambi. I don't eat seafood in America. I'm like, cause seafood is the best in Haiti.
Yeah.
I don't. That's how loyal I am. I'm like, I'm not eating seafood until I get to Haiti.
I don't think there's lambi here, right?
They don't make it the same. It's not. It's not the same thing.
What about when we went to New Orleans?
New Orleans. I didn't even try that much seafood. I mean, I tried crawfish.
Did you eat Haitian food?
Yes, fitainola.
Wow.
In New Orleans. I found the restaurant. It's called Fitainola. Check them out. The food was good. It was really good.
Oh wow, very great episode with Divine Purpose Podcast. We have Lynn Aurélie with us. She's amazing, and she will really take us to her journey and talk about her creativity, her passion, and things she really likes. So Lynn, we appreciate having you today, and
thank you so much for having me. Thank you. This was amazing. This was great. I had a great time.
Me too. So I have a great time. Thank you. This is Divine Purpose Podcast episode with Eddy Dacius and Lynn Aurélie.